definitely beginning of next year. And like I said, it takes some time to prepare in the real estate space because it's an illiquid asset, as we discussed earlier. So if you're not preparing for it now, start as soon as possible, right? And what does that entail? We were talking about this on an earlier question. You were talking about the buy and hold strategy. I love this quote: "Don't wait to buy real estate and wait." I've bought many properties in 2009 and 10 that I've been cash flowing on for the last 9 or 10 years that have literally quadrupled, quintupled in value, and I didn't know half of what I was doing back then. So this time around, I plan on being very well prepared and, like I said, increasing my cash position and then access to capital as well so that we can pounce. I've already started speaking to a lot of our private money lenders and telling them, hey, I want to change our terms. I don't want to borrow your money for 6 or 12 months. I want to borrow your money for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and I'll give you decent rates of return. But the reason I want to borrow for that longer time frame is because when the market corrects or when more buying opportunities present themselves, I want to go in like crazy and buy up as much real estate as I can and just hold it, cash flow it, something that we were talking about earlier.
Can you speak to the stock market?
Sure. But I will say, I love your comment about getting in and holding on and having the funds. Interest rates are low right now, so cash is king. If you can lock in rates for a longer period of time, by all means do it. Make funds available to you. So is the stock market going to crash? We specifically talk about the stock market. We typically talk about the S&P. News media likes to talk about, oh, the Dow Jones is up 400 points today. The Dow Jones is down 200 points today. Does anybody in the room realize that the Dow Jones is a statistically irrelevant index? Means absolutely nothing to the underlying economy. Because
Well, to speak to why they focus on that.
The reason they focus on it is because it's headlines. It's a big number. Dow's currently,
And it's so much changing, so it's not more.
hovering plus or minus, 26,000, up or down 500 points. It makes a big deal. 500 or 600 points made a bigger deal when the Dow was at 10,000, even a bigger deal when it was at 5,000. If they said, wow, the S&P was up 6. Nobody gets excited about that. Nobody wants to watch the news. But that's my life. So, is the stock market going to crash? What we're calling for is more volatility. But we're not looking for any kind of a crash. It's funny because we go back. Two things I'll give you. We post a blog every Monday, and some of it is deciphering the headlines. Because my business partner's on Fox Business News probably 2-3 times a month. And we were joking about it because he was on Monday morning, and they asked him, how long is it before the Fed's going to cut? And he asked me, he said, well, 6 months ago you were asking me how many times they were going to raise. So a lot of it is all perception, what draws viewers, that kind of thing. So we look at, we should see more market volatility over time. I think these is opportunities. We're looking at these opportunities to, on significant up days. I said we only turn over about 15% of our portfolio every year. So right now we're looking at, in fact, I was at my desk before I came here, and we're looking at, okay, this stock's gone up a little bit high. We're a little bit overweight in industrials right now, and we're just going to let it go. We'll take our profit. Nobody ever goes broke taking a profit. The problem that we have more often than not with clients is taking profits versus paying taxes. Everybody wants to make a profit. Nobody wants to pay the taxes. So, we wind up doing that kind of delicate balancing act, and then you get into market volatility, and do we have a correction? Well, we have a common client who asks us if he can hedge a very significant position. So therein comes that same conversation.
What range?
Several millions of dollars of a large home improvement retailer. So the question is, the perfect way to hedge a position is to sell it. Once you sell it, you no longer have any risk. You no longer have any upside profit potential, but you no longer have any risk. So you bring up that comment, and it doesn't matter whether it's this client or any other half a dozen of my other clients. It's, well, yeah, I really want to hedge the risk. Okay, well, how much of a tax? Well, I don't want to pay taxes on it. All right, well then that's going to cost you. Because it's like buying an insurance policy. You can't insure your life without paying something on the other end. You're going to give up something. So we look at market corrections. It's more, can you withstand short-term volatility? Right up to the day before Christmas, we had a 10% market correction. That is defined as a healthy correction in the market. It was a little painful, but considering that we were at elevated levels and that didn't result in anybody having an actual loss on positions because of where the market had been in the last couple of years, it's patience, it's discipline. It's not panicking when something happens, but it's falling back through discipline. At no point we talked about three things: experience, discipline, and integrity. Experience. Myself and my partner have years of experience in capital markets and both equity and bond markets. Discipline, if you don't have discipline, you really don't have anything. He's a former Army Ranger, West Point graduate. I'm an endurance athlete. I'm a 3-time Ironman finisher. So between the two of us, we understand that when things get rough around us, what do? We fall back to our training. That's what you need to do when markets get rough, is fall back to your training. It's, what do I know? What am I certain of? I know if I buy a property at this amount, I know I can cash flow it regardless of what the market does. But you've always got to be ready for a correction, even when the markets are up. They say bull markets don't die of old age, they die of a cause. There isn't a specific cause right now, but some things that I look at, you were talking about new housing starts. I look at jobless claims. This morning we had a private sector jobless claim, or new jobs created number, of 125,000 new jobs were created. That's according to ADP. So we're still creating jobs in this country. If people have jobs, people can buy homes because they can either pay rent or they can pay the mortgage. If jobs aren't being created and the long-term jobless rate starts going up, then you're going to start looking at more significant corrections and volatility. But that's...
Yeah, but if there's a market correction, then you have layoffs, and that creates the job losses as well. Right?
I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a leading indicator of people. If people have jobs, they can pay their bills. So it's a matter of, we start slowing down, and it depends on what starts slowing us down, we start looking at that. But people will still pay their bills even though they might be recently unemployed, because you have what's called frictional unemployment, people leaving one job to get another job. When people leave a job and then they don't find another job, then you start seeing long-term jobless rates. That's your canary in the coal mine.
So I was curious about, Robert Kiyosaki. Most everyone here has read Rich Dad Poor Dad. A lot of you probably got started in real estate investing having read that. And he talks about how do you control risk is the more you have control over something, the lower your risk. And so someone who's really good at real estate investing, like Malhar, like Patrick, or like Amy or other people like that, the more they're involved in a deal, the lower their risk because they've got so much experience. And the common investor thing is, invest in what you know, right? And so the stock market really well as well. So hey, stick with what you know. That means your control and your knowledge enables you to do better than, say, somebody who's not experienced in that. However, how do you balance that with the whole idea of being diversified, where you're not all in the stock market or all in real estate? How do you guys approach that?
As far as diversification goes, when we work with individual clients, and it doesn't matter, the value of the assets that a client has, We build risk-appropriate portfolios for every single client. We believe in diversification across markets. We own dividend-paying stocks. We own mid-sized companies, small companies. We have public market REIT portfolios that we manage, so there's real estate exposure, and we own across various types of real estate exposure. We also own fixed income investments. We manage cash. So we manage across those types of asset classes. So we're still highly diversified within client portfolios. And then the other thing is understanding, I'm going to get a little technical here, but asset correlation. If the value of one asset goes up, the value of one asset goes down. People say, real estate doesn't so much fluctuate because it's not marked to market on a daily basis. But if we start getting any type of financial, lockup in the financial markets or the banking sector or whatnot, everything has a correlation of 1, which means everything is equal to everything will perform pretty much the same, and everything goes down synchronous. So that's how we diversify. We maintain cash positions, and we don't over allocate to any particular sector. We also only invest in companies that pay dividends and raise their dividends every year. So I can withstand a 50% market correction, quite candidly. 100% of my non-real estate holding, my only real estate holding is my primary home. I could withstand a 50% market correction and it would have virtually no impact. Well, it would cut my income significantly because we're paid based on assets, but as far as my portfolio, I get paid to wait. And that's part of building the portfolio, is being able to withstand the volatility in the market as